it's Beth, and Beth was singing along to Nilsson there. That is Everybody's Talking at Me. Covered, if you remember, Beth, by Everything But the Girl as well. They
was
did
it Everything
a lovely
But the Girl?
version of that.
Was it them?
I think so.
I thought it was Beautiful South.
Oh, Beautiful South.
I got some music knowledge right.
You're right, it was
Excited.
Beautiful South. I'll leave it to you.
Yeah, we are live from Dalby this afternoon as part of our Village Halls series, and we've been talking about the recent years, if you like, and the renovation that's gone on here. But Margie Killier, your dad went to school here.
Yes, his whole family went to school here. They actually lived in Dalby there, and there was 11 of them originally, and the survivors went to school here, yes.
So this was the actual schoolroom in where we're standing now?
It's 2 rooms. There was 2 classes because of the dividers. And we've been to the museum and we've looked at the history of the schoolroom and the diary of the schoolmaster, and it's very, very interesting because they mention that on certain days in the winter the temperature dropped so low that the schoolmaster closed the school and sent the children home. And on one occasion he came in and a window had blown in and he sent the children home. And also they were given holidays for setting potatoes. The children had a setting potatoes holiday and a pick and blackberries holiday. So, because blackberries obviously were a staple part of their, if they made jam, they had something in. So, blackberry picking was a holiday. And there's quite a lot of interesting notes in the diary. Things like the children had a day off to watch the soldiers march past to do exercises up on Dalby Mountain. And really lots of very interesting. They even had a set to with the rector because the school and the church lived next to each other. That very doorway, on one of his notes in his diary, he's in a right rallying because he says the clasp between the schoolroom and the church has been broken, and that's no more than the next day. It was the rector who broke the lock between the church and the schoolroom. And he said he'll do it again if we lock it. So, it wasn't all plain sailing, but it was very, very interesting what went on here.
Do you know when it stopped being a school?
Yes, I do, but I can't remember. Was it
Hang on,
mid-30s?
I'm just going to run over to Cheryl with the microphone.
Yeah, mid-30s.
Mid-30s, I think. Mm-hmm.
Wow, isn't that incredible?
Great
It's just a wonderful. I think there is a little stool, isn't there, or a chair on the windowsill that's from the original school building.
And there's a desk downstairs in the hub, the original school desk downstairs. And we have some slates from the original school.
Oh, wow, I'll have to have a look at those.
Yeah, so if you stick around, then we're going to be recording a podcast after the programme. We're going to go down and have a look at all of that with Cheryl and Margie as well. But we've also invited James Franklin to come and join us from Culture Vannin, because, James, something that we've not yet addressed is, should I say, the spook in the room. We are at Dalby, of course, and there's possibly a very famous resident.
Indeed, the Dalby Spook, no less, also known as Jeff the Talking Mongoose.
Which now has created a whole blog as a result of that. But so tell us a little bit about what you know about how this whole story came about, and then we're going to hear a clip of someone talking about it.
Well, the whole story came from the appearance of a talking mongoose up at Dawlish Cashen, which is a farm up on the hill. And there's a family of 3 people up there, and this thing started talking to them from behind the walls.
You talk about it as if this was a very real...
That was very factually delivered.
It was very factually delivered. Now, I contacted you about this a few days ago, and you sent me to a wonderful interview with David Collister and a chap by the name of Alec Carron. What do we know about Alec Carron?
That he was a good local Dalby man who came to a school where we are now standing.
Fantastic. Well, I've taken a tiny little bit of it, which will give you a rough idea of what Alec thought about the whole talking mongoose story, and will also give you an insight into his relationship with Vorry, who I think was very possibly the voice of the mongoose. Let's hear that now.